All right.
All right, we're live.
We are live.
Well, should we go ahead and kick it off? Or
I think so. Let's go for it. Yeah.
Okay, well, welcome everyone. We might have some more guests joining in shortly. But I just want to introduce myself. My name is John Green with the Customer Success Department at EON Reality. I have my colleague here, Dr. Rena Wolsinger.
Morning, everybody. Rena, I'm Chief Learning Officer here at EON, and we're excited to share some great new stuff today.
Absolutely. So this webinar will be dedicated towards the EON Metaverse Builder. It's an exciting new tool here we have as part of the EON suite of products. And we're going to be talking about what it is, what can it do, how to access the EON Metaverse Builder, and really the difference, the core differences between the EON XR and the Metaverse Builder, where now we're working with several assets, several models at the same time in AR mode. So lots of exciting new features. I'm sure that faculty members, students, trainers will definitely get usage out of this and see so many possibilities in how you can apply this to a custom learning situation.
Absolutely. And it really takes you out of the paradigm on how to use models, because we all work in institutions and in laboratories, and we can recreate anything that you want for the students to experience. So we're going to show you right now.
Awesome. So I like starting out. Let's go ahead and dive right into the platform and just take you through a quick tour, a quick walkthrough on what is the Metaverse Builder, how to access this within your EON platform. So I have my EON XR tool logged in here, as you can see. And the way you access the Metaverse Builder, you'll come to the lower right-hand corner under that Create button. So just as if you're creating a new experience, you'll pop in right in here and you'll find that first option, Metaverse Builder, right above the lesson where you would create a normal experience with one asset. But now we're going to go right into the Metaverse Builder. And as soon as you tap on this, immediately you're placed into augmented reality mode. So this opens that button, that icon right there. That's to add a new asset or search for an asset. So I'm going to tap on this word, and you're going to see my microphone in the lower right-hand corner will populate. So either I can say a keyword, or I can use a touchpad, which I'm going to use right here. So you can see that the microphone starts picking up the environment here. So I'm going to type in warehouse and hit search. Now, what's going on right here? Well, we're searching 3 unique libraries. We have my XR library. So this would be your institutional library, the assets that are published. You have your own assets. If you have uploaded an asset at any point in time, added to my assets, these are your custom assets that you have imported. Also, it searches Sketchfab. So that's what's nice about this. Automatically connects to Sketchfab, and you can browse and search for different assets in this area. And I'm going to tap in this industrial warehouse. Click next, and I'm going to just tap once, and that will download that asset. You can see I can move this around the space, and this is an environment. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to scale this and just keep making it bigger. We're going to go inside of that environment right here, and now we are inside this industrial warehouse. Now here with the Metaverse Builder, you can keep building and keep adding new assets. So I'm going to tap on that lower right-hand corner, that plus button. Let's add a new asset to this area. I'll just type in CNC machine, just a keyword. It searches for all of these assets, which I can tap once. Hit next, place the object down. And that will upload. So I'm going to show you how you can resize, move that asset around. So I'm going to cancel, and I'm going to select that asset, and I can just move it up. I can make this bigger. I can move it back, side to side, forward, back, make it bigger. I also, with 3 fingers, I can move it up or down. So that just adds so many possibilities here. Now I'm just do one more asset just to show you. And I'm going to tap on there, and I'm going to say, let's look for a steam boiler. Right there. So a couple steam boilers. I'm going to click on that one and then tap right in the middle. And as that downloads, imagine the possibilities. We start here with an industrial warehouse and we start building the environment that I want to perhaps model, that we're going to eventually build this environment, or that you have a training session with using very specific custom models. And as soon as you can see, this will download. And now I can take that asset, I can move it up, move it to the side. Now we can definitely start working on these assets and building, adding content and knowledge portals. You can see on the lower right-hand corner, a lot of different tools on how you can add knowledge, look for audio, video, search what we call knowledge portals, create assessment activities right on top of these environments. Any comments on that process, Rena?
Yeah, so it's when we're not on a webinar, of course, it's so fast because you just say the name of the thing that you want and it searches it, and then you select it and find it, and it takes usually about 3 seconds to come in. And so you can build things really quickly. So in learning transfer, when we give you a few examples here, it's very easy to imagine working in your classroom and bringing in things that you would be working on, in the same space. And that's something that we've had requested by faculty all over the world. And a lot of the faculty, because one model, they're like, well, I'd like to have a model and then, or in an environment. So this is something that's incredible. You can bring any environment in that you can imagine. It can even be a geographical location. So now it's easier to imagine doing different studies that are non-technical, for example, like English, storytelling, that type of thing. So, but it is just so fast to just click the microphone, say the name, and then the asset just comes in.
Yeah, easy part is building this, and as soon as you exit, you save this as an actual lesson in your workspace, and that will show up. So what I want to do now, I want to show you a quick video of some of those assets that we just worked with, and how can this be put together in a typical experience. So right now here, I'm outdoors at a park. I selected that warehouse, and the ability to scale objects. I'm just using my hands just as if it was a picture. I'm just widening this out. Now I'm building assets, placing them into their locations. And on each one of these assets, I can easily search for keywords, or I can take a picture using AI search components, and that will bring back all this information. And I can look at video, look at audio. I can upload a PDF document, record my voice as well. As I go from different components here. To fit into your factory. And what's great about this, we have we partner with a company called Ready Player Me, where you'll customize and build your own avatar. And you select your avatar in this experience. And this is what we call walk and talk. As you just walk through the environment you build, you can start explaining, going through a training process. And this is what it's going to look like from that user perspective. I can see the avatar speaking, going through a procedure, and here are the assessment tools. So I can add assessment tools, a quiz. I can have learners identify certain components in that machine as they become familiar, and you're actually learning by doing in a way, and physically get up. So you can see I took the top off of the warehouse. You can see where I'm actually at. It's outdoor park area. But I'm overlaying the floor plan of this warehouse. You can see the size and shape in relation to those real buildings here in the background. I can just put that cap right on there. So again, great experience, really hands-on activities here.
Yes, so as you saw in augmented reality, you see the real background. And so this is done on your mobile device or tablet. And a lot of times, I also like to go outside or to a bigger space so that you can have that experience of walking through, whether using your fingers or actually physically walking, and having that scale. It's a very engaging experience. So this all works, like I said, on the mobile or tablet, in AR mode. So, which is different than some past experiences in VR. This is an AR product. So I think it's okay. I can share a quick video.
Yeah.
Sure. So I was thinking about different things that I've either studied, worked in, or taught. And so I want to do one. In my past, I worked for a long time as a biomedical engineer. And so I want to share experience that I made about that. This is a robotic prosthetic arm. The revolution in technology contributed from biomedical engineers is astounding, as this arm has motion that you can control this motion with using thought. So you can see all the fingers and thumbs are now movable, as well as the wrist action and the elbow action. So you can see as I'm going through this, how quick it is. I want to go back for a second. One of the things a lot of our customers ask for is motion capture. So now we can motion capture as an instructor. I can point to all the different things. I can move things around. The students will see me doing that. But you see the lips moving, which works in any language. In real time, we look at the language and then the computer simulates the mouth movement. So that is a new accessibility feature as well. So fingers and thumbs are now. You can also see we can bring in animated models such as this artificial arm. And that's actually a real artificial arm model. And you'll see in a minute some videos about that. I brought in an MRI machine. That's something that I personally used to work on those designs as well. So in the robotics there, you can see the real patient with a prosthetic arm. And then you get knowledge portals coming out about that. Another thing I worked on in the past were IV pumps. So brought in an IV pump, bringing in videos, PDFs, information about that.
Actually be physically attached to his skeleton. Good.
Robotic prosthesis control is a method for controlling a prosthesis in such a way that the controlled robotic...
So you see now I can do videos or what we call text-to-speech, or I can record my own. This is a prosthetic arm. The advancement in artificial intelligence allows you to control this by using thought. And then I can do assessments. So I have a little quiz here. And identify and locate parts. And along with that avatar recording, so I can do all of my knowledge transfer with all the different tools here. WRIST. So it's pretty great. You can just use your voice and you can say words or spell out words and do that assessment really quickly. So so basically what I used to do in my LMS system, which I use Canvas, now I can do in the 3D environment and do things in there all in that same space. And that makes it really engaging when I'm learning about complex things such as those models that you saw.
And just like you said, what came to mind is the ability to compare and contrast, add multiple assets that are relatable, and to be able to move from one to the other in referencing a previous asset and moving to the next one. So just this idea of interlinking concepts and ideas in one space, that's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
I do have an example here that in the area we've shown in a lot of technical areas, but one example in the area of the arts. Let me share my screen. I mean, so many possibilities to get a visual model here. And what I've done, similar to the warehouse, I brought in an art gallery scene. And here we have an assortment of different pieces of artwork represented as a 3D model. And here I can place it down individually. And through the avatar, I can go to each one of these and talk about the history, the artist, and any different things I want to point out in this environment, and easily move to the next piece of artwork as we go through this art gallery tour. 3D model And there's a 3D model representation of various famous artists around the world. So that 3D avatar guidance, as we call it, where you just simply walk and talk, makes it easy to give this tour of the gallery. Then I'm bringing in the knowledge porters, listening in to experts talk about each one of these different pieces of work.
With his paintings in it and the furniture that he purchased.
And just the experience, I've talked to educators and how you're placing the learner in context and versus reading about the history of the pieces of work or looking at a 2D image. Now you can see I can walk around and look at all different angles of these pieces of work. We'll quickly move to the other one, and then also the assessment portion where I can test my knowledge in these environments. And again, those ability to move those assets up, down, and place it exactly in the scene in that situation. So basically, I added this art gallery, and I took these various artists and just simply using my touch screen, just physically placed it right on top of this little panel, making it a kind of a nice scene to walk through and give my learners this experience. So just want to show that example in the area of the arts.
I was thinking how amazing that would be. I helped in a program called Meet the Masters for K-12 students for many years, and just the idea of being able to do this and that for those types of lessons would have been incredible. To kind of relive some things about the artist and learn about it in this environment. I think back then we could, kind of show it an image and then kind of recreate it with art, which was fun too. But this is a whole nother level of learning transfer. Yeah.
And then you just touched on an idea of the learning part where a teacher could build this scene for the students to come through and experience, or put this in the hands of the students, have the students build their art gallery. And you learn so much just by trying to add a quiz, adding assessments, researching, investigating, and coming up with learning through this experience. You actually kind of dive into each one of the topics and to be able to put everything together. And serves as a presentation tool where I can present back to my classroom what I learned for a specific project.
I think one of the main things I learned in helping create this is just the amount of assets that are available. I mean, just in Sketchfab, there are over 5 million. And then a lot of our clients use 360 cameras and scanning to kind of add infinite possibilities. So building these environments and scenes is pretty easy. It's really not limited by anything other than your imagination. So I was wondering, I did one with an aviation one, if I could show that for a minute.
Sure, let's see it.
Yeah, awesome. This was a fun one because there's an airplane called a TBM. So I was asking a real pilot that's flown these about how they would create an experience about a TBM. So this is that experience with a real pilot.
Here we see the Daughter TBM 930 single-engine turboprop aircraft. Regular maintenance needs to be performed on this aircraft by certified aviation technicians to keep it in running order. Some of these items include an annual inspection, oil changes, and service bulletin compliance or airworthiness directive compliance.
So within this experience, I did something that is really fun, is bring in someone from industry to go ahead and do the Avatar 3D recording, which really took, just 5 minutes on our part to get that done. Now I can save that for other students.
Pratt & Whitney turboprop engine with 850 horsepower, giving it a service ceiling of 31,000 feet of over 1,700 nautical miles.
In 2016, the company launched the improved TV.
So, and then I just went ahead and added in
that same year,
some videos, text, and more information, X-ray view.
Air's aviation activity includes this.
We also have airplane tug back there. You can see.
Investigator in business aviation.
So that experience, the 3 models that you're seeing are an airplane hangar, the airplane tug, and the actual TBM aircraft. And then with all the knowledge and assessment portals. So super engaging. But to be able to bring somebody from industry in and do that recording with their avatar, that was a great experience, and easily shareable in subsequent terms for other students.
And also I thought how I can easily get this done. You can have your industry expert physically located in a different city. They can do the recording in the same lesson, and then you have it. You can be in somewhere else. So just the ability to connect with industry, connect with experts, have them record or do a voice recording right on top of that as an avatar. That makes it easy to put these experiences together and share it with your classroom.
Absolutely.
Also, there's a lot of interesting partnerships that we've done in terms of bringing together the Metaverse Builder, and one in particular is the Ready Player Me. And I'll just share my screen here. Once you go into your EON XR, I'll show you exactly where you would set up your avatar. If you come in here and go to Profile Settings, there's a section called 3D Avatar. So this is where you can customize and build and save multiple profiles, and simply you select the one you want to use and then go in there, and then you will appear as that avatar in that recording. If you click on there, that connects into the Ready Player Me section. So you can see the multiple avatars, and to create one, I can just click on this plus button. This connects to that Ready Player Me, and then you'll have an assortment of characteristics that you can choose from and really customize your very own avatar and save it to your profile.
Right. And then now with motion capture, you can also record a quick video. And so let's say you're going to teach CPR. You can record yourself doing CPR with your camera on your phone or on your desktop. And then you can just drag the video over your avatar, and it records that motion. So you saw us doing pointing, but now you can do anything: running, jumping, dancing, specific motions for repair, techniques, medical things. So whatever is critical for that lesson. So that technology is so easy. It used to take a lot of equipment and money and time in a school to do that with a motion capture studio, which most people don't have. And now it's just your own home video and you just have to record probably a 30-second video and then just drag it onto the avatar, and then motion capture is saved. So very incredibly easy. Right now, if you didn't do that, it'll record all your pointing, which we have there as well. But if you wanted full body motion and in your avatar doing a specific motion that you want to teach with, we do that as well. And so that's an exciting change for a lot of people, especially kinesiology, people teaching physical things, physical therapy, chiropractic, things like that.
Yeah. So where you can visually see the movements, visually it kind of as you talk through, but then learners are visually seeing those movements. So
also,
again, great. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Also, just as important is just we have clients all over the world, and these are they're so highly customizable, and you can start with the image of your own face, or you can start with any image that you want and customize them. You can see some of the examples here, but it can be almost anything that you can think of. And there's a lot of, this is great, a lot of choices for outfits, types of skin, hair, facial hair, head coverings, eyeglasses, and so forth.
Yeah, so simply one click and then you're logged into the Ready Player Me section. And like you said, there's a lot of characteristics at just the lower right-hand corner where you'll be able to choose from, and all these different characteristics right here where you can just really customize the very own unique look. And then once you save it, you can saw that previous window. It'll always be there. You can just click on it once, select your avatar. So that's a really great partnership that we have. And then the last one, of course, we've mentioned this several times, but once you log in, the Sketchfab, you saw when we're in Metaverse Builder, we search the XR library, you search My Assets, but then you also search the universe of Sketchfab. And there are a lot of free assets and 3D models in here. Again, when you click, if you import a model into the EON XR library, we place you right into the free 3D models section where you can explore, search, a lot of different ways to look for unique assets. On the upper left-hand corner, you will see an explore section where you can search by categories. So this is a way to look for specific models. They also have collections where you can see kind of a clusters of topics and themes around these models. But really, that keyword search is really beneficial, where you can search for specific custom assets. For example, I'm just typing in Boeing. I can see all of these models related to that keyword. The ones that are downloadable, I will see that in upper right-hand corner, there's a download section. The ones I do have to pay, they'll show up kind of a money dollar icon upper right-hand corner. But again, very easy to use, easy to get to, easy to download. And once you have that file, you can import it into the library. And that will show up within Metaverse Builder, either in Sketchfab, or if you want to import it, it'll show up on your workspace as an asset.
Right, and all of the models, when you open the preview, you see the author's name and then the Creative Commons license on the free ones. And so you can copy that into your lesson as well. A lot of people ask about the licenses. So it's right there on the front page where you see in blue, it says download 3D model, and then more model information. So you can see how large the model is and all of the information, including the author, the attributions, and the license information. So it's right there. And it says licensing information first thing off the bat, so that you're able to use that, especially in education settings. And so that's a really helpful thing. And then you can put that on the front page of your lesson when you create it as well. Yep.
And you also have a preview. So as you're looking for models, you're able to rotate this and get a preview before you download it. I like this on the right-hand corner. They have suggested models. So I might be searching for something, but also check this suggested models. Maybe it's related to the topic you're looking at. You can follow artists, receive updates once a new model is published. So that's a great way to keep track of the topics that you're interested in, relevant to what you're teaching.
Right, and people can upload anything. In fact, I do. I've talked to drone operators who fly over stadiums and buildings and cities, and then put together their images and then upload it in Sketchfab. I've people that do use Blender and Lightwave that upload their complex models that work for taking them apart, and also 3D printing. Those are in there. Also, if you scan a model with a LiDAR scanner device, such as your phone or tablet, with the ones with 3 cameras, those models usually have LiDAR, and you can scan models and upload them. So all of those are included in this mass amount of Sketchfab library assets, all those different things. And environments, I think that was one thing that I am super excited about, is there's so many environments. There's homes, there's architecture, there's hospitals, there's buildings, there's labs, and those are in there. And when you scale them in augmented reality, they become real size, and you can walk around in those environments. And it just, they're beautiful and completely immersive when you're in there. I love those. And I love animated models for things like advanced manufacturing. So this is a great example of an apartment.
Yeah, and then AR mode, you can physically walk through that space and really build all your knowledge portals depending on which room you're in. So there's so many possibilities here in terms of creating a unique learning experience.
Right. So any of those can come into the Metaverse Builder, and then you can add to those, which is, it's incredible, because, like I said, it's just up to your imagination. But what I recommend is aligning them with learning outcomes, so that you think about what you're trying to teach, and then think about an environment and some of the types of assets you'd like to bring in, what you'd like to do with your avatar, what your avatar would look like. So, quick example. We showed some examples here, but let's just do an easy one. You're teaching math. You might be in a classroom. You might bring in some math shapes, and then you might have some types of graphs and some equations in your example. It could be your different types of assets. And then you, as a teacher, would have an avatar and explain how the math equations relate to the visual information. That's
excellent. Well, we're coming up here on our half hour, but I want to thank you for your time and listening to this webinar about the Metaverse Builder. Looking forward to additional sessions we'll have, and we'll have more sessions coming up in the future. You'll receive updates. But again, check it out. If you have access to EON XR, again, you have a demo version. Go in to create, play with it, use it. Let us know what you think, and feel free to reach back out to us with any questions.
Absolutely. Look forward to hearing from you. And thanks, John, for doing this together. It's always fun.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks, everyone.